Whatever's in your mind is coming in your world. So if it's in your mind, then switch it to something you actually want it to be. Control the way it's in your mind. If it's up there, fine, but you control how it's up there. If it's going on in here, I control how.
What is up, my fellow dreamers and soul searchers? Welcome to the Roxy Talks Manifestation Podcast, your raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic source for all things manifestation related. I'm Roxy Lee, and for the last decade, I have been researching and developing my signature 360 method, which combines behavioral science, quantum physics, and the law of attraction to help you manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. Visit roxytalks.com for more info. Now, let's get into it.
Some say we should take action to manifest, and others say you should do nothing. What do you think about that? I think that I think that it's both. It's like don't do nothing. Like what, you're just gonna lay on your couch for the rest of your life? Like, go on about your life, living your life as if you are the version of you that has what you want. That version is gonna wake up and go do stuff and do things and take action, meaning go to places, open doors, talk to people. They're going to act, they're going to move their body. Like, really think about what you're saying. Should we take action to manifest? I know that the talk is like if you're talking about specific actions, like you're manifesting a person, so do I text them? To me, that's more like a manipulation, because if you're deliberately trying to manifest them and you're like, okay, I'm going to text them because I'm trying to manifest them, it doesn't sound like you're in an abundant mindset. So you're not in a place of receiving the right text message or receiving the right response. That's not going to mess up your manifestation, because whether you send a text or not is irrelevant. What you do after you send that text determines what reality you're choosing next. So you're always taking action. And even just lying in your bed is taking an action. It's choosing to either do or not do, right? So not that it's bad. I'm just saying, like when I hear this, like, take action or do nothing, it sounds so ridiculous. And it's like, how about pick the reality you want and then act as if you are that in your mind. You behave, you think like you already have it, meaning that you don't let yourself contradict, worry, doubt, fear, use your insecurities, or you use your actions to play out the same old story. And if you are using your actions to play out the same old story, like let's say you're manifesting millions of dollars and you're going to work. Well, your body can be going through the motions, but your mind is still describing the abundant lifestyle of being a millionaire, or whatever the hell that means to you. What is my daily manifestation routine? 360 method. That's literally what I do. I do all day, every day. It is it's the lifestyle. It's my practice. It's what I teach my clients. It's what I do in my life. It's the point of it is that I'm awake, let's say 18 hours a day. I'm manifesting 24 hours a day. So I need to make sure that while I'm sleeping, I've set myself up to be in the right mind frame to manifest what I want while I'm sleeping. And when I'm awake, my thoughts are going in the direction of my chosen and ideal reality, no matter what my 3D circumstances are telling me. So my routines involve meditating in the morning, scripting before bed. Like I said, I'm setting myself up before I fall asleep. When I meditate in the morning, I'm setting myself up for the day. 360 method is about watching your language. So I'm paying attention to what I'm saying about every subject and making sure that as I'm responding and living throughout my day, what I'm thinking and saying is, I'm going to use the word allowed just because it makes sense for how I'm describing it. But it's like, if that's allowed in my ideal reality, or if that's allowed for the manifestation. So if my ideal version wouldn't think that, then it's not allowed in this reality, in these thoughts, basically. So I have to make sure that I'm not allowing myself to think those thoughts. If they pop up, I switch them and shift them into a thought that would exist in my ideal reality. And then it's all day, every day. And you're just paying attention. And then if I'm having a down day or a negative day, or my feelings get involved in a less than desirable way, then I'm honoring my feelings. I'm paying attention to how I feel. I'm making sure that if I'm triggered, that I'm looking at what's below that, and not just like the surface level thing that has triggered me, because generally it's not that the issue, the surface level thing is not the issue at hand. It's what's below there that's the issue. So it's just like a song and dance of that. And when you say, and then, the question of, do you act or not act? It's like when I say kind of a little of both, I mean that. I mean, you just kind of do the dance of staying in your reality, your chosen reality mentally, while healing the current emotional, damage that you might be, like experiencing from everything you've experienced over the course of your life. Dina said, the past is created from the present moment. So yes, you're constantly shifting timelines. There's a video on this PBS Spacetime YouTube channel called Our Past and Present Real. And I know I've talked about this a million times because I did a reaction video to it, and then I was going to post it, but I didn't because then I was scared of getting a copyright strike from PBS. And then I talked about putting it on my website, and I just haven't yet. I'll be real honest, I just haven't. But you can still watch the PBS video, but they talk about how obviously only the present moment really exists. There's only the now moment, right? Or let me back up. All things exist all at once, but we can only experience the now moment. There's only the now moment there's the only place that things only happen in the present moment, right? So everything exists, but you only can experience it in the present. So there's always this now moment. And as you're moving from now moment to now moment to now moment, you are essentially one dot in time, in space time. And you're not this like I'm seeing like a shooting star with a tail versus like a dot, like meaning like the tail would be like your past collection of everything that you think is your story. So I am Roxy, and I've done these things, and I'm 38 years old, and I've lived all this life. That's like my comet's tail, like, or my shooting star's tail, like all the tail, all this past debris that I'm dragging along in my wake. When in reality, I'm one dot. Now, 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 over and over and over. So when you're looking anywhere, past, present, future, it doesn't matter. You're creating your next step. You're creating where you go next based on what you just were looking at. So, and the same goes with your past, because your past is not attached to your story. Like I said, like the comet, it's not part of this tail that you're dragging around until you make it a part of it. So if I were to be able to operate in this now moment, being that dot with no, what's the word I want to use? Attachment to that wake of debris in my past, then I could essentially go anywhere, because I'm not anchored down by the idea that I'm stuck doing only things that could happen for something with this sort of debris in their wake, right? I can only do things that Roxy up till now has believed is possible for me. But if I could detach from all that stuff, I could go anywhere in any instant. How do you not affirm something when it's constantly in your mind? Flip it. 360 method. That's what I talk about. Whatever's in your mind is coming in your world. So if it's in your mind, then switch it to something you actually want it to be. Control the way it's in your mind. If it's up there, fine, but you control how it's up there. If it's going on in here, I control how. How to avoid thinking the doubting thoughts till something manifests. It's two parts. One part of it is like, figure out what it is you're actually trying to avoid and what it is you're actually doubting, because there's validity there. There's a reason why you're doubting. And if it has to do with your pattern, your story, your history, and blah, 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 whatever, then you need to look at that stuff because it's within you and it's manifesting, and it's an issue and it needs to be addressed. The other part of it is maybe not necessarily trying to avoid it, but just like I was saying with Steph, if it's in your mind, switch it to something better, and then switch it, and then switch it, and then switch it, and then switch it, and switch it, and then never stop switching it. The switch is what's important, not the fact that it came up to begin with. It came up because you're human and shit comes up in human beings. It's part of our deal. We've all, like, even though our past isn't real, like we were talking about earlier, the accumulation of experiential data on the human psyche affects us, right? It affects what we do. It's how we make our decisions, right? So even though our past is not necessarily real, we make it part of ourselves all the time because we think that's who we are as our past. So it's natural and normal for things to come up that you've experienced, fear, worry, doubt, insecurity, whatever, limiting belief, however you want to look at it. That's normal for it to come up. Do you listen to it? Do you believe it? Do you sit there and listen for 2 fucking hours, 3 days, 4 days, a whole weekend? Blame it on the full moon. Blame it on the fucking retrograde. Or do you say, oh, that's not supposed to be there, and switch it to something else every fucking time? That's what 360 is about. And that's the difference between allowing yourself to continue manifesting a reality you don't want to be in and actively working to change it so that you get something different in your life. Georgina says, thank you for reading and replying to my rant. I realized it was too long and kind of embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed, but just the fact that you're seeing, you're like, okay, wow, no wonder I didn't get it, because all of this shit is in the way. And even though like that, the stuff you're talking about, your SP doesn't necessarily have to do with like the other thing, which was I think it was a job maybe. Like I said, I couldn't remember from last week, but even if it's not the exact same thing, all of that junk is still in your way, right? So it's going to manifest, it's going to show its head in more than one area. And this is again why I talk about 360 and like making sure that you're manifesting, you know, your story for every area of your life, and you're paying attention in every area, because something could be blocking you in one thing that you don't realize is a problem over here, and vice versa. Or you could have something that's an issue in every area of your life that you don't even realize is causing you problems everywhere. Or one thing, and you know, it's an area that you're saying I'm not good at, and it's hindering every other area, stuff like that. So 360 method is exactly what that's about. We're figuring out what it is that we're doing to keep us out of our ideal reality. And then we're going to figure out what that ideal reality is. And then we're going to swap out those behaviors so that we can become the ideal. How do you manifest like a pro? 360 method. I was just talking about that. 360method.co. Check out that website. And also I have videos here on YouTube about my 360 method where I'm talking about it and discussing what it is, so you can get more of an insight into it if you're interested, right here on YouTube. What's one thing I do to start the day in alignment? Meditation, definitely. Well, I read every morning. So yeah, I read every morning. First I read, then I meditate. And I script before bed. So those are like my 3 daily like gots to do's. And then I'm doing 360 all day long, of course. But I would say meditation in the morning is probably the most important thing I would tell anybody to do. If I could give everybody one tip and only tell them one thing to do, it would be meditate every morning for the rest of their life. How long do I meditate these days? About an hour, but I don't really time it anymore. I just go until it feels right. And then usually like there's a point where like I feel like I should get up, and then I make myself stay longer, and I usually get like more information usually. So it seems to be about an hour, but I don't have a timer or anything. How do you meditate? What are the tools? Okay, Divine Awakening. If you go to my website, roxytalks.com, I have a free guide. It's just like, it's a 2-page like PDF download. And I literally just talk about like how I meditate to nothing. How I would because there's obviously guided meditation. So I would say start there. If you've never meditated, or if you're new to it, or if you want to try something new, try a guided meditation. The channel I would suggest is called Rising Higher Meditation. And I have some on YouTube as well. I'm suggesting someone else's before my own, but they're like, hers are so good. So anyways, I have a couple here on YouTube. I'm going to put out more, but the Rising Higher Meditation is a great channel to start. That she just has like so many of them. And I have like 3. So she's like 50. They're great. And but those are for guided. If you want an unguided meditation, which is what I normally do, I just meditate to like meditation music. I actually wrote down my process so that it's there, so I could go download it because I explain it in depth more than I could just say right now. We're homework this week. We're manifesting something exciting. That's so exciting. Oh my God, it's so exciting. Really exciting things keep happening to me. My life is so exciting. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm so excited. My life is full of excitement. Exciting things happen to me all the time. Exciting things come my way every single day. There's always amazing and exciting things happening to me. So there's our homework for the week. I just threw some affirmations at you. This is what I like about this one again, is because you get to redefine what exciting is to you. And I suggest that we all do that, including myself. Roxy, let's redefine what exciting is and stop saying that things aren't that, because that just keeps us not excited. This is what I actually really want you to do. Not just manifesting something exciting, but I want you to really look at what excites you and what you allow okay, here we go. We're all going to lower our threshold of what's exciting, because I think probably the majority of us in the manifesting community, right? The majority of people in the manifesting community are trying to get more than what they already have, right? Isn't that what we're doing with manifesting? Like, what I have right now is not good enough. I need something else or something better, or something more. So we probably, as a group, maybe we have a really high threshold for what excites us. So much has to go on in order for us to actually be excited about what's going on in our lives, because we're so used to looking at what we have and saying it's not good enough, that maybe we've raised the bar too high. So let's lower this threshold of what excites us. So your homework is to manifest what's something exciting, but the real work here is lowering your bar, your threshold for what's exciting, and really paying attention to what you deem exciting and what you deem is not good enough to cross that barrier into excite mode. Does that make sense? Because let's not just fucking get stuff. That's not the point here. The point is to make long-lasting changes that are going to carry us throughout our whole life, okay? So, what the fuck excites me? Let's lower the bar, meaning upping the amount of excitement in our life. We all deserve that. We all need and deserve to be more excited about the fucking amazing shit all around all of us. Everybody here right now has the internet. That means that we are far more blessed than we are allowing ourselves to see, right? So, exciting things happen to me all the time. My life is great. I'm excited about what's coming. I'm excited about what comes into my life. And as long as we're looking at life and saying, you know what? I'm so excited about feeling excited about my life. I'm so excited. So excited to feel excited about life. Let's just affirm that. And if we're not feeling that way, what can we do to add some extra joy, love, excitement, attention into our days, and not focus too much on what's making us not feel excited, feel not excited? Do your homework, work on your excitement, and just work on being excited to be alive. You know, like, being alive is pretty fucking cool and pretty, like, a pretty fantastic feat. So at the very least, can we just be excited to be alive? Work on that. And we'll see what kind of exciting things come our way when we get together on Monday. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you.